So I was just on the YouTube platform and I was listening to a man who I very much so highly respect. And he was talking in reference to Stephen A. Smith apologizing to Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett, which personally I don't feel he should have apologized at all because he was speaking the truth. And I'm not saying his truth, he was speaking the truth. And the problem is, a lot of people cannot take criticism. They cannot take criticism, nor do they want to be called out on their bad behavior. Now, that's me. But he was saying that Stephen A. Smith apologized, and this just shows you more of the emasculation of men in America. And I agree with that wholeheartedly. There is a feminist spirit inside of the United States of America that is telling men to bow down. Yeah, that part. Now, this spirit does not want to walk with you. This spirit wants to walk in front of you. It wants to be seen, it wants to be heard, and if you criticize it in any type of way, then it is coming for you. It's coming for your platform, it's coming for your influence, it's coming for your bank account. Nothing Stephen A. Smith said was wrong. He didn't say anything wrong. He was spot on when he criticized Jasmine Crockett by saying, how in the world you bashing Trump every chance you get is going to help your constituents of TX30. That is a question that most people are thinking, how is this helping? I'm sure her constituents are saying, how is this helping? What are you doing for us? I'm not saying she hasn't done anything, but how is this going to help? Getting on social media, doing interviews, going on MSNBC, CNN, or getting out there yelling and screaming and cursing, what is that actually doing? Inquiring minds want to know. Oh, he came for the black woman. Another black man coming for the black woman. Why black men don't have our backs? Oh, he's a Uncle Tom. Oh, he's a Sambo. Oh, he bowing down the massa. Come on now. He is criticizing a person who happens to have black skin and who happens to be a female. If that's what she identified as, I'm just saying, because she one of those people that push that too. But I digress. Now, I do agree with this. Trump is not above criticism, but yet and still he gets criticized day in and day out by everybody. He gets criticized, black, white, male, female. He gets criticized. But Jasmine Crockett don't want to be criticized, especially not by somebody of the same skin color, and it better not be a black man. So here we got the emasculation of black men. Just be quiet. I'm a black woman and you have to agree with me. No, he don't. But yet and still, he bent the knee and kissed the ring. Why? Because they probably came after his money. They was going to make his money funny and his change strange. They probably came after his platform. They came after his influence. He probably got a phone call. Hey, Stephen A., you're doing too much. You upsetting black people. You upsetting some of our donors. So you're going to have to apologize. Same thing with Snoop Dogg. Same thing with Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg came out against that alphabet community, and next thing you know, he's sitting next to somebody in the alphabet and talking about he got Doggieland cartoon coming out, and it's going to cater to love is love. Bent the knee, kissed the ring. So what's happening is nobody can criticize certain people. No, you can't criticize black women, not these educated black women. You can't criticize an educated black woman. Not even me. When I began, as a black woman, when I began to criticize some things or call some things out or say this is antichrist, then, oh my God, you are a bedwench. You are this, you are that. So you have to be, see, they talk about no more kings. They talk about no more kings, right? But in fact, this is what they're doing. What they accusing Trump of doing, they're doing. They're trying to make you submit by any means necessary. They will strip you of everything you got. But what they got, what I got for them to strip, see, they not afraid of me. I got a little platform or whatever, but my influence is not that grand. Not in the mainstream, but people like Stephen A., people like Snoop Dogg, They don't want that. You have to be in agreement with us. Total submission. I don't know Snoop Dogg to be a Christian. I don't know Stephen A to be a Christian. But for me and my household, we just gonna have total submission unto the Lord, Jesus Christ. But that's what they're doing, bowing down and kissing the ring. Bowing down to Jezebel. Jasmine Crockett can be criticized, her and her eyelashes. They can be criticized. And that don't mean anybody hate her. And that does not mean she's not educated. Of course she's educated. She's an attorney. But just because she's an attorney don't mean that everything she do is right. And just because she has black skin don't mean that she love all black people. Or she doing right by all black people, because she not. She doing more for the illegal migrant than anybody. I'm not saying she hasn't done anything for TX30. I'm sure she's done some things. But she could do a lot more with her voice instead of criticizing Trump. How about reach over the aisle, shake his hand, and say, hey, how can we work together in order to better this community that I have been placed over? But instead, her, Joy Reid, and Don Lemon, Sour Lemon, get up on a podcast and begin to call Stephen A all kind of nasty names. But that's okay. And he never called her any names. He said that she was a smart lady. And he just asked a question. But you can't ask them any questions. They don't want to be asked anything. Don't ask me what I'm doing. Just do as I say. Don't do as I do. Or lately, do as I say and do as I do. Total domination. Total submission. That's spiritual. That's a spirit. It wants total submission. And of course, with the black race, they believe that the black race is in fact a monolith. So everybody have to step in line, fetch and catch. That's slavery. That's a slave mindset. But I digress. So I wonder who else gonna bend the knee and kiss the ring. I heard Jason Whitlock say this is why he's not on mainstream media anymore. He was speaking from a podcast, because he didn't say these words, but this is what I gathered out what he was saying. He's not going to bend the knee or kiss the ring. He's gonna say what he have to say. He was getting interviewed by TMZ, and he said some things that they didn't like. And they was like, well, we don't believe in Jesus. But he does, and he spoke truth to the lie. And they don't want to talk to him. Why? Because these people don't want the truth. They prefer the lie. They prefer the delusion and the confusion. But I'm here to tell everybody that all things come to an end. And eventually, all things will come to an end. You better check yourself to see whose team you own. It's only two teams, good and evil. God's side and the other. Which side you own? And are you going to bend the knee and kiss the ring? Or are you going to deny Christ before men for the love of money? Because the Bible says it's the root of all evil. And we know that to be true because everybody bowing the knee and kissing the ring because they're afraid of losing money, influence, jobs, resources. So message to Jasmine Crockett, you can be criticized just like Trump could be criticized, Stephen A can be criticized, I can be criticized. We all can be criticized. That's part of life. Nobody has to totally agree with you 100%. Nobody got to think like you completely. That is, in fact, master slave mentality. And I ain't no slave. God bless.